All right, guys, look, I've been holding this in for a minute, but now I'm ready to talk about Monday night's episode of The Bachelor. And here to help me do it is friend of the show and co-host of the podcast, Two Bros and a Rose, Brandon Smith. Brandon, thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
I feel like this is a support group now. So you got to tell me, what did you think of Monday's episode?
It was entertaining in the sense that you got the COVID wrinkle where it seemed like off script. A lot of this stuff can feel scripted and things like that, and obviously unfortunate Zach got COVID, but it was actually kind of an interesting little wrinkle. It took us back to 2020.
It definitely did. But what was your reaction to the girls being upset that, I mean, this man caught COVID. He can't, he couldn't go on any of the dates. It's not his fault. He has to, quarantine. But what was your reaction to the girls? Because they were not happy and it seemed very selfish. They were all about me, me, me.
Look, I can understand the frustration, right? I mean, these women had these nice outfits on. You can't repeat outfits, and they're trying to impress Zach and get some good Instagram pictures out there in London, and you're out here wasting outfits. So I think you can understand as a woman if you're out here with a good outfit on and no one can see it, right?
Brandon, this must be the most relatable thing you have ever said to me. I do not want to waste a good outfit. That is very, very true. Okay, I wasn't really thinking of it from that standpoint, but I'm trying to, be on both sides. Would you be upset if you were ready to go out, you got sick, and your girl was like hounding you for being sick?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a double-edged sword, right? I think a little bit that the women, I think they kind of got played, right, by production. I'm sure production knew this dude had COVID and wasn't going to be able to meet them, but they just, gave them a little nugget of him being sick. It didn't really explain the whole story because, once they told them the severity of it with COVID, then, some of them, I think most of them felt, bad and kind of reverse course of what they were saying earlier. But yeah, I think it was a little bit of shenanigans from the producers just to,
Yeah.
get a little bit more reaction from the women.
Million percent. But Zach was feeling well enough to go on the first date. Tell me how you think that went, because that was very extravagant.
Yeah, I mean, typically they call it the pretty woman date, and for the Bachelor, where the woman gets the shopping spree, and that's kind of the woman you keep your eye on throughout the rest of the season. So yeah, I mean, if history serves any gives you any indication what's going to happen the rest of the season, yeah, you would have to expect her being very, at least into, hometowns.
Yeah, and let's be honest, she went home with this amazing dress, jewelry, perfume. Production has paid for all of this. This is not coming out of Zach's pocket.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And just it was absurd with how many bags she walked in, right? Like, look, I
Absolutely.
made this I made this joke about carrying in groceries, and look, you can even carry in that many groceries, but she made sure she carried in like 10 bags. It was hilarious.
Because, and this is dangerous because now I'm kind of like, I want Jimmy Choo's every other week. You've already got me accustomed to this. And I have to tell you, Brandon, I know we talk a lot about like, oh, would you go on Bachelor? Would you not? After seeing this episode, I was like, I think I've changed my mind. I would go on Bachelor because these girls are just making me upset with the whole, oh, he can't come. He's got COVID. And I was like, this is the surefire way for you to get ahead of everyone else by being so understanding and just glossing it over, making him feel better. I'm there. Bachelor, call me up.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Katie took advantage of that with that little care package that she went up there and gave him. So yeah, you got to take your opportunities where they come.
Absolutely. I love it. Okay, Brandon, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to talk to you again next week about the new episode